Okay, so update. I did buy two contracts of coffee, 2 out of 10. Normally we buy 10. I bought two, so I wanted to at least have something on the table. And if the market opens and it retraces a little bit, I can buy more. But the normal size here, we buy 10. So we have two. We still got the gold. Gold isn't doing much. And the bonds started moving down. So this video is really just to show you the bonds. So here's the market selling off, and here's the bonds rallying. As I mentioned before, for a crisis, it wasn't really much of a rally. I wasn't too impressed with it compared to coronavirus and others. So, and then it came down much sharper. So it's almost like this downtrend that we've been having. This was just a retracement now. So it is a little bit choppy here, but it's almost like the idea of selling on a retracement after a big move down. And that's sort of what I'm doing. Um, so here, this is the 60 minutes. So bars, each one of these bars, 6 minutes. So you have this big whoosh down, chop higher. So after you get that first, either it's a new high or a new low, and maybe it sort of makes a V, and you say, okay, that's support. It can't, for the moment, it can't really go below that. And then the first bounce back, those usually define your range because you have the maximum, you can move in one direction, and then the maximum retracement back in the other direction is the shorts and dip buyers get in, and then you'll come down into a range, and those ranges get smaller. So it's like you can sort of what was happening last week was, a similar thing in the stock market. We were able to get those big moves, intraday bounces off the range from that lower area, and you had single day moves that were huge, but then they get smaller and smaller, and now we're sort of in drip mode. But boy, this was an unimpressive retracement. And like I said, the sell off out of that in the bonds, out of that big move up was so strong. So um, my negative attitude toward bonds is returning, and I just shorted a few. I drew these trend lines here, this little triangle here, to just sort of say, okay, this is the best that it could do, and maybe we'll come down and retest the bottom here. Again, I don't like these trades. They're sort of drip drip trades in a quiet market, but when volume picks up, we can get a little bit more. But I think the stock market is at least temporarily found some footing. The stock market doesn't usually go down in quiet times. It's usually just drip drip higher. And so I think in the bonds we can drip drip lower. And I think bonds ultimately are weak. So that's the trade I just added right now. So updating on positions. So there's this bonds I just shorted 30, and they immediately are moving in my favor. That didn't take long at all. So I update this, so now it makes me want to check, but let me just update that. So that was a 60 minutes, so we'll just look at 3,000. So this is drilling down and really trying to get a handle on what's going on right now. So this is another good sign here. You got this low volatility. I pulled this guy up too to see, okay, we really, a little bit more volatility uh, Monday, Sunday night, but then, we sort of quieted down, so we're pretty quiet down here. And we see volatility pick up. So we try to go higher and we reject that immediately. Try again, we reject that, and now we're doing less rejecting. And so I think that this has a little bit of steam. We tried to go higher, we're just not going to go higher. So maybe we can get back to the bottom of this range down here. So that's sort of what we're looking at.